My name is Rodrigo Porto. I'm the Director of Recruitment Admissions for the UBC Sauder School of Business here in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I've been with this school for close to 10 years, and I spent 7 of those years in the Career Center, working with all MBA students and their career changes, career accelerations. And in the past 2.5 years, I've been with the Recruitment Admissions team as their director, taking care and engaging with candidates from all over the world who are interested in our 3 MBA programs, full-time MBA, PMBA, and the IMBA in partnership with SJTU in Shanghai, and a suite of specialized masters as well. I really enjoy connecting with candidates and speaking to them about our programs and life in beautiful Vancouver. We like to keep our programs very collegial, and we intentionally make our cohorts small. When we are speaking about the full-time MBA, which is our flagship program, and the reason why we get 5,000, 6,000 inquiries every year plus, we strive to curate a cohort of approximately 95 to 110 students every other year. We do not disclose information about our application numbers or admission-related stats, but we like to say that we like to keep our cohort small, and our candidates are very carefully selected against competitive requirements to ensure that once they are in the program, they learn from their peers, and throughout their engagement with me and my team, they have demonstrated their vision, leadership, and experience, and some of those key emotional intelligence competencies that we look for when we are assessing a candidate's fit to the UBC MBA. Things like self-awareness, empathy, optimism. Can you imagine a leader without optimism in a world like this? So these are some of the traits that we seek for when we are assessing candidates for the UBC MBA. That's very interesting. It's a very thorough process at UBC Sauder. And we speak about it at our opening day when we start an MBA class, and I usually see the eyes of the MBAs going, "Oh, I did not know that." And any application that gets submitted to the UBC MBA, it's likely to be assessed by approximately 10 to 14 people. So we have a very thorough process, and that includes the Recruitment Admissions team, includes 2 groups of external consultants, and that's all to make if your application gets to interview stage. What we are really looking for is fit, but how to describe fit, right? We are assessing their managerial and leadership potential. That can be demonstrated through promotions, but beyond promotions, it's really demonstrated through your accomplishment statements in your resume. And by assessing those and connecting with your essays, your video essay in your application as well, we can see your maturity, your ambition and drive, and we can then connect them to how well your references will know you and how they speak about your professionalism, your drive, your inspiration, and how you collaborate with others. One of the things about an MBA, and the reason why people look for an MBA, is for that engagement with your colleagues. I always say that half of an MBA learning and key takeaways is going to be the network that you get and being challenged by your peers. So we are looking for that, again, EQ, right? Those emotional intelligence skills that prove to us that you're going to collaborate and you're going to be a great team member and a great alumni. So we are seeking insights into your adaptability, again, your empathy, optimism, resilience. So these are some of the steps that we take in assessing one's application to the UBC MBA. We get tons of questions about how do I prepare? How can I make sure that my video essay, it's going to be strong? And it's quite cliche, I think, when I think about my answer. It starts with just be yourself. Right? An application to the UBC MBA, we personally believe that it's one of the best ways for you to assess your level of readiness to doing the program itself. And same goes with the video. So what we want to see is less rehearsed, more prepared. So we encourage our students not to have a script, and we encourage them to think about deeply into the question that they are being asked. Let's say, I don't want to give the question away, we change it every other year, but let's say the question is, why you, why now, and the UBC MBA. So what we are seeking is an inside eye into, okay, how do you bring your application and your goals all connected within 90 seconds? We don't make you record it on the spot. You can do a couple of tries, and then all you have to do is to submit a video link to together with your application, and the team is going to assess that to see how it all comes together. And again, I'm touching on emotional intelligence. What we are looking for is that personality. As a very collegial program, once you go through your foundational modules in the UBC MBA, you're going to be in a cohort with sometimes 30 students, 40 students. You might be in a cohort with 28, depending on some of your electives. So you're going to have maximum exposure to faculty and to your colleagues as part of our collegial environment. So those emotional intelligence skills, self-awareness, which really comes through in the video essay, it's really important for us. So that's a little bit of what we are looking for. We make it simple. What's going to be highlighted through your video essay, it's your level of readiness to the UBC MBA. Once you start your application with us, you can see the video question right there. So you can start preparing as you start building your application up. We are not going to throw you a business case or a market sizing question. It's really a question about you, right? Why the UBC MBA? What are some of the challenges that leaders are facing with COVID? This could be a question as well, right? Those are really questions that are coming to the core of why you want to do an MBA. And maybe it's because of our career focus and my experience in 8-9 years in the Career Center, we are trying to help you connect the dots when you start interviewing for your internship and going to the Career and Professional Development Program of the UBC MBA. All of these stories, they thread nicely and help you get you to where you want to be. So it's a simple question, but it's a question about you, your application, and how you want to make the most of this journey. That's the overall theme. I truly believe that in applying to an MBA and applying to the UBC MBA, it's one of the best preparations one can do to be successful during the program. When you think about, you're going to be doing some soul searching. You're going to be thinking about, why do I want to do this? What's my return on effort? What's my return on investment? Which markets I want to go into? What are some of the transferable skills that I'm bringing to the program to enrich my experience, everyone's experience around me, and to be a great alumni ambassador? You're thinking about, what are my blind spots? What are some of the weaknesses or areas that I haven't had the opportunity to enhance yet, that I want to make sure that I'm going to deep dive and challenge myself into it? So we always coach our applicants and our students to think about your application process as almost like a test drive into the UBC MBA. An application that is well put together, it's going to have multiple facets. Again, you're going to be thinking about career, you're going to be thinking about academics, you're going to be preparing for GMAT or GRE, right? So you're really setting yourself up to have, sometimes in a very short amount of time, 6 months, 4 months, sometimes in a year, a good foundation into life as an MBA in UBC. Which is rare, but still happens. Please make sure that if you're using the same essays and letters to different schools, make sure that you are double checking all of that. Please be on the lookout for any typos, right? Make sure that you're spelling manager right on your resume and things as such. So proofread, #proofread. That's key. But again, touching on what's really important for us as a school. Yes, your academic transcripts, your test scores are going to be important. This is UBC and we excel academically and we We challenge you hard academically. But again, at the core of our degree at our school, it's a collegial spirit. So we want to see how well you know yourself. We want to see how well you have given some thought to what's Vancouver like? What's life at UBC? We have 40,000 plus alumni all over the world. Have you been in touch with one of them? Have you looked into some of our professors and some of the exciting research and experiences that they have? How does that connect to you? So we are looking for that connectivity, for lack of a better word, on how does the UBC MBA fit your career plans and helps you to accelerate those going forward. Where candidates sometimes come short is they haven't done enough research, or their application, it's rather impersonal. And we see that they may not be at the level of readiness yet for the UBC MBA. So it's not about a mistake. It's more around not having spent enough time figuring out why I want to do this and why I want to do this with the UBC MBA. They can expect a very personalized approach. We get to know, I can't say all, but most of our applicants. We hold a number of events throughout the year, and more than those, we are always open for one-on-one. I call them coaching, advising appointments. We call them coffee chats, which speaks a lot about Vancouver's culture and passion for coffee and tea. So I think you can expect access. That's something that we are very proud of. We are very engaged and again, very collegial. When things are back to normal, and I'm hopeful that the fall is going to be more closely to a normal experience than the last fall. I meet with alumni regularly and students for coffee and one-on-ones, walking on campus, which is gorgeous in Vancouver. So you can expect all that access and quick responses. We strive to provide an admissions decision within 8 weeks. Last year was a bit of a challenging year where we received almost 50% more applications on the UBC MBA. So we unfortunately had some delays within the timeline, but usually we stick to it, and we try to, from the time an applicant has submitted a complete application, there's no documents missing, all test scores are there. By the time that they get to their final review by the admissions committee, all of that happens within 8 weeks. Last year was the year where we had, all schools throughout the globe had the largest deferral numbers. And we understood that there was lots of uncertainty and students were caught sometimes already with an offer of admission at hand, and they had to rejig their plans. So we accepted a larger than ever number of deferrals. This year, we are not currently accepting any more deferrals for the September start. We have communicated rather early, and again, speaking about that collegiality of UBC Sauder, we hold regular town halls with our students, and we have kept them informed throughout the process of where we are, what we are expecting. Unfortunately, the crystal ball that we have is not working as well, but we are remaining very optimistic about a different fall, and by different, I mean more likely to be in person, but we cannot guarantee it. And with that, when we communicated earlier on, we wanted to give the students as much clarity as possible so they could make the best decisions for themselves. So currently, we are not accepting deferrals for September 2022, but we are connecting one by one to every candidate that is asking that question to us. And we are encouraging them a number of other options. It might be you can withdraw your application now. You can have the opportunity to transfer your application earlier in the new year, and we can make it rather a simple process with transferring of some documents, potentially waiving your application fee. So we look into all of those. But for the September 2021, this fall intake, We are currently not accepting any deferrals, and the students seem to be comfortable with that because given the vaccine rollout and the plans here in BC, we're expecting that everybody who is eligible to be vaccinated by the end of June. And that may set us up really well for a September, hopefully in-person start, which is not guaranteed, but it's potential. Scholarships, financial needs. We encourage those conversations with us, and we welcome applicants to tell us more about their situation, their needs during the interview, or even during their application build-up process, right? We welcome and we give plenty of access to our candidates, our applicants, and they can speak to us about anything. My advice would be approach it very professionally, right? And think about that you're building a relationship for life. And as I mentioned earlier, an application process, it's rather similar and a sped up test drive of the UBC MBA, and then what life is going to be after the MBA with employers, staff. So feel free to share with us the reasons why you think you are a great candidate. Again, our candidates are assessed on a number of factors, including, but not limited to, their work experience, academic achievements, business drive, quality of their application essays. And remember that at UBC Sauder, we make the scholarship process quite simple. We don't require any special application for scholarship consideration. We require a strong application by you, and we offer you coaching to help you make sure that you understand what we are looking for and how you can reflect that in your application. And every candidate that gets a UBC MBA offer of admission is automatically assessed for entrance scholarship awards. So that process is rather easy, but we understand that it's a big decision. It's a life-changing decision. So we encourage students to be open with us and tell us about their needs. And quite often we are able to drive them to external resources and other things that they may consider to do their MBA journey. Not a financial stress, but a potential financial gain after the MBA. Here at UBC Sauder, we don't have specific quotas per country or professional background in our classes, but we are truly committed to surrounding a candidate with a truly diverse international, domestic cohort. I am very proud to be the most international university in North America, as per the Times Higher Education University rankings. So how we do that, or we try to do that every other year, we receive applications from approximately 100 countries. We seek MBA students who will bring to the table a wealth of experience, unique viewpoints, and diverse opinions. So again, it goes back to that application readiness, right? Your research, connecting the dots between your strengths, contributions to the cohort. And I always encourage my applicants to think about, view it as an alumni. How would you like to be an engaged alumni? So that diversity of opinion and collaboration, part of a collegial experience of the UBC MBA. So we encourage you to do that, and that's what we are looking for in people. Approximately in our UBC MBA, I think every other year, give me a margin of error here, but I would say 55 to 65% of the cohort is international and comes from a variety of professional and academic backgrounds. Some of the most common ones, and not just to the UBC MBA, but to the MBA landscape globally, includes financial services, technology. We are seeing a bit of a spike in manufacturing, operations, and then of course, professional services. But there's lots of diversity, and one of the stories that I usually tell is about a physical education professor becoming a banking professional. So there's lots of those nuggets and nice stories in the UBC MBA as well. I understand it's a thorough process and it's a competitive process to get admitted to the UBC MBA. But I wish more candidates would ask me, how can I be the best applicant I can be, right? And that's a question that really drives passion in all of us, my team, myself, and everybody, those 10, 14 people that are going to assess your application once you hit submit in the UBC Sauder MBA application journey. So every candidate has a very different story, different reasons to pursue their MBA. So for us, it's very important that you understand why you're doing it. This includes being self-aware and defining your personal and professional goals. And you don't have to have those goals zeroed in, like I want to be X, but we want you to connect the dots. We want to see when we are reading our application, and I read an application sometimes 4 or 5 times, we want to see you really connecting the dots to what types of problems do you want to solve with the UBC MBA. So spend time asking yourself, why to do it? Talk to your colleagues. I always encourage my applicants to do 360 feedbacks with mentors. So what are my weaknesses? What are my strengths? And discuss with them your long-term goals, your short-term goals. Think big. Chat with us. Go on LinkedIn. Maybe send a message to a school alumni. Target your message. Be professional. Be considerate. People's time is the most valuable asset they have. But try to get a sense of what post-MBA career roadmap is. And speak about that. You can also visit our YouTube channel, right? Attend an event and learn from other students' experiences and journeys to make sure that you're the best career possible. But think about emotional intelligence. Think about what makes the UBC MBA unique. We are very collegial. So we are looking to have people who share the same values, missions, and goals. See some of our dean's thoughts about responsible leadership. It's something that it's a core at UBC Sauder, and Vancouver as a city as well. So I think those are some of my nuggets and 2 cents on how you can best prepare and really make your application stand out.